Okay, this is Ken Tipton, and it's 8:45 on August 20th, 2020, and I want to call this special meeting of the Humboldt County Commission to order. We'll start off with a roll call. Commissioner Brizenden.
Here.
Commissioner Bell. Commissioner Cherry.
Here.
Commissioner French. Commissioner Tipton, that's me. So we do have a quorum. Next item would be the Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to
the
of
flag
the
of the
United
United
States
States of America
and to the republic for
republic
which it stands,
one nation, under
indivisible,
God,
liberty and justice for all.
and for all. I messed that up, sorry.
Thank you. It's kind of amazing over the years how many times you can say the pledge, and every once in a while it just doesn't come right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next item will be public comment, general public comment designated for discussion only. The public has the opportunity to address the commission on any matter not appearing on this agenda. However, no action may be taken on a matter raised until the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an item upon which action may be taken. Any public comment, you'll need to *6 to unmute yourself and identify yourself for the public record, please. Do we have any public comment today? Hearing none, we'll go to item 4 on our agenda, technology services, request for final approval of new equipment. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve a purchase of equipment not to exceed $26,000 for microwave links and associated equipment. This was a machinery asset capital purchase item requested and approved in the fiscal year 2020-21 communications budget and consists of microwave links between the courthouse and dispatch. Although less than $50,000, the $50,000 threshold required in NRS 332.063, 2 quotes were obtained pursuant to the county policy and are attached. Technology Service Director Rick Grantham recommends approving the purchase from Eagle Communications as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder pursuant to NRS 332.065. Discussion and possible action.
Mr. Chair, Dave Mendiola, County Manager. This item here, I don't know that Rick's going to be joining us. He's up on the mountain with our team that's finalizing our install of the public safety radio system. So what this is, this was approved in our regular budget hearings and budget process for fiscal year 21. And the actual cost of the Eagle Communication will be less than the 26,000, be like just a little over 21,000. But so this is part of a project that is ongoing. And I really don't want to say too much. It's kind of surrounding security for our dispatch center. And so it's a microwave link between one of our new sites and our dispatch center. And so again, this was equipment that was budgeted for, and we're now ready to put it online. So that's why the request.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions of County Manager?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is Commissioner Brizenden. Dave, how come? I guess I'm a little concerned with the legitimacy of Eagle being able to come back after the bids were closed to come back with a lower number. And maybe my question is going to be asking Wendy Maddox. And also Baltic had a few different bids. There was one for 25 and then there was one for 21 or 23 or I guess I'm just wondering about that.
I can start that if that's okay, County Manager Mendiola.
Sure.
Yes.
We use the term bid, but it's actually just a request for quotes, a solicitation. And so it was worded the way it was worded on the agenda to let you know that Mr. Grantham acquired quotes in compliance with county policy, even though it's not required according to the NRS because it's less than the $50,000. You all, pursuant to policy, require that when individuals come before you for any purchase, as you know, over $5,000, you always like to have 2 quotes. So we just use the word bid to have it comply with the way NRS 332 is worded, but they were just quotes and there wasn't an end date. So Mr. Grantham had solicited quotes. Actually, we found out Wednesday after posting the agenda for more than 2 people. He actually had gotten 3 quotes. And so it seems that Eagle Communications is the lowest. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Well, how about the Baltic bids coming in 2 different bids, one higher and one lower?
Let me look at that.
How did that
I guess
come about?
let me open that because I'm not sure if I noticed that.
I think I have the answer to that.
Okay.
So what happens anytime you have these technical quotes, everybody configures them differently. I mean, they have an end goal in mind as to what you want done, but you know, there's different pieces and parts in every company who, you know, depending upon the equipment that you utilize, has a different configuration of how to make that a reality. So that's why you'll see different quotes, and the prices will be different because, you know, they might have an extra modem or, you know, some piece that they put into theirs to make theirs work the way you want it to work. In the case of Eagle, they looked at several approaches as well, and they came back with a similar one that Baltic had. And they had access to the same equipment, so that's why their quote was different. But again, there was no end date. This wasn't an RFP that we put out. This was just because we didn't have to. We just went out and asked for quotes like we do for anything. And you know, theirs came in before, about the same time we posted. We just didn't get it in time, so it didn't show up on the posting, and that's why we tabled it on Monday and moved it to a special meeting today so that we could actually consider that quote.
Okay. One other question. We're going to have a $26,000 not to exceed, and we're going to have a 21,000 something bid that we're going to be probably approving. So there's going to be a $5,000 leeway there. So is it just trying to cover ourselves from what may be other problems that could occur or needing for money?
No, that was just the 26 because the original quote was 25,000 or so, and we just made the 26,000 the ceiling for it, and then we just didn't change that when we got the new quote. So no, it will be 21,000. Any additional costs will be the vendors to bear.
Okay, good. Thank you
Miss-
for answering those questions.
Mr. Mendiola, just to clarify, looking at the Eagle Communication quote, I don't see shipping. Is there going to be a later charge for shipping?
No, because the equipment they've got will come with them in their truck from Elko. So
Great, thank you.
So it's part of their quote.
Thank you.
So before we move on any further, just for the public record, I see that Commissioner French has joined us.
Yes, for the record, I've been on the call.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I would ask for any questions on this. Once again, any questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner French. I would move that we approve the purchase of equipment to Eagle Communications in an amount not to exceed $26,000 for microwave links and associated equipment as presented.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor. Are there any questions on the motion? Not all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Do we have any public comment at this time? If we have public comment, please unmute yourself. That would be *6 on your telephone, and identify yourself for the public record. Any public comment? No public comment. I'll adjourn
Commissioner
this.
Tipton,
Oh, go ahead.
Commissioner Tipton,
Yes.
this is Tom Haas.
Okay, Tom.
When the commissioner is okay at $26,000 ceiling on a $21,600 quote, what happens if it goes over the 21.6? And you said that they could spend 26,000. Is that, okay?
As far as I can see, and you could correct me, either county manager or Wendy Maddox, when we agree to sign the contract with Eagle Communications, it's the number at the bottom of their contract that we agree to.
That's correct.
Then why do we put a $5,000 higher on it? It reads the same way it did when you guys wanted to table this is the thing. So anyway, I just wanted some information. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner French. I'd like to at least respond to that. In my experience as a commissioner, there are times, especially with highly complicated and projects that have change orders involved in them that we didn't anticipate, the contractor didn't anticipate. And at times we have found that it's better to have a slightly higher ceiling on the not to exceed number so that we don't have to come back in front of this commission and request that additional amount based on a change order that is our idea, not theirs. That's been my experience.
Mr. Chair, Dave Mendiola also. Tom, to answer your question, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but so what happened was the original quotes, this was on the agenda last Monday, and the original quote was around 25,000 and some change, so we just made it 26, not to exceed. And I just didn't change it when I moved it to the special meeting. So, but I think you bring up a good point. It really, in this particular case, it was not because we expect any kind of an overrun or something like that. It was just I didn't change it on the agenda.
Chairman Tipton, can I please add to that?
Yes, go ahead.
This is Gina Rackley, Humboldt County Comptroller, for the record. Mr. Haas, and for all of you commissioners, so that you know, we have a form called a capital outlay form that when these purchases, when all of the invoices and everything come together, there's a checklist that the department head or assigned person has to check off. They have to get the Wendy's signature or Mike McDonald, somebody from the DA's office, saying that they've done everything. Dave's office also signs off on it before it comes here. And then I review it. So I look at the minutes, I look at what was approved by you as commissioners and make for sure everything's in order. If it doesn't, then we would bring it back to you. But there is that check and balance in place.
Thank you,
Okay, thank you, Gina. Does that answer your question, Tom?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Any other
Thank you.
public comment? Any other public comment? Hearing no other public comment, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 8:59 a.m. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. See you in a few.
Dave, can you stop the recording, please?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.